So you're telling me the CPI data came out worse than expected, we tanked in the morning, and now the markets are pushing green? What the heck is going on here, guys? We got to break down what I'm seeing on these charts, stocks, what I'm looking to do in these markets. But before we do, make sure to get your 10 stocks from Moomoo with a $100 deposit. Each of those stocks could be valued all the way up to $2,500. Just go down below or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. And you could also get 6 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. That's also linked down below. And with that being said, let's talk about the craziness that's going on in the markets right now. Starting off with SPY, then we'll talk about Triple Q, then we'll go into some stocks I'm looking at now. So you guys can see SPY is currently down about 0.2%. And earlier in the day when I filmed my video, I think it was down 1.5% or something like that, and now it's rebounded quite nicely throughout the day. We can see Triple Q's actually in the green right now. That's up 0.1% as the Russell's at break even, and we have the Dow down the most, down about 0.4%, as the VIX is now down about 1.4%. And by the looks of it, gold and silver are bouncing back, which makes sense considering we got worse than expected inflation. Gold's up 0.7% as we have silver up over 1.4%. And what I'm noticing here on the 20-day chart is we got buyers to come in right around 375 on SPY. And by the looks of it, we held 375, which not only is the bottom of this wedge, which is a big support, but it's also the triple bottom from the end of June, early July. You guys can see here, SPY held 374, 5, 1, 2, 3 times here, and then it ran up to about $390. So this is a good sign. The fact that buyers are stepping in right at this point. Now, if you want more upside, which we're not completely getting the breakout to the upside, guys, we're not getting that confirmation right now. But if you do want to see that breakout, you got to watch 383 to about 385 on SPY. If we're able to break out of these moving averages on the 20-day chart, we take out 386, which is where my alert is. All right, then that'd be a legitimate breakout, but just know this could be a bull trap. We're not doing that quite yet, so keep that in mind. Same thing here on Triple Q. You guys can see buyer stepped in at a higher low. We held the bottom of the wedge. Also, the lows from the end of June to the early days of July, right around 277, 278. We held that point, and now look at us. We're back in the mid-280s, and we're fighting with the moving averages on this 20-day chart. So if Triple Q breaks out of, let's say, maybe 288, 290, there could be a lot more upside. Maybe not a lot more upside, but a decent, more amount more upside in the short term, right? So for now, I'm going to put my alert at $288 a share, right by those moving averages. If that point is able to break, I'm telling you guys, we might be going mid 290s rather, 294, 295, which is the top of this wedge on the 20-day chart, and that means there could be maybe 2.5% more upside here on Triple Q. So this looks very interesting right now, and as always, guys, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you haven't done so already, hit that like button. I really appreciate you, and it really helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. And now, let's take a look at oil. I haven't looked at the oil chart in a couple of days, so let's break it down. So right now, what we're noticing is crude oil is at about $96 a barrel, and if I zoom in a bit, we are still holding that support excuse me, guys, that I called out and I drew out a couple of videos ago. That's right around 94, 95 to about $96 a barrel. You guys can see that's been the bottom, or the support rather, since the beginning of March. So what is that? About 4 months now. Crude oil's held 95, and we also drew out this head and shoulders in my last video. I talked about crude oil. It seems like that ended up playing out. And on top of that, we have a descending triangle. We have lower highs that have been being made since the middle of June, and we also have, again, that support at $95. So if crude oil, the moral of the story here, guys, just to get straight to the point, if crude oil takes out $95, 94, 93, it starts falling to the low 90s, that would not be good at all for the bulls, right? That'd be a technical break to the downside, and who knows where it's going to go from there. $90, 88 a barrel, I mean, that is where it could be going. But if we get buying pressure, which we haven't quite yet gotten, although it is up 0.4% when I'm filming, I mean, that's not that much buying pressure. If we start moving past 100, 105 a barrel, especially 110, that would be good for the bulls, right? So right now, I'm not going to lie. The bulls on oil are vulnerable. There could be more downside, but a lot of people believe that the oil rally's not over yet. And I don't think it's over yet either, to be honest. Now will we get back to 130 a barrel? I'm not so sure about that. It's definitely possible. I think that might be a little bit far-fetched for the very short term here, but could we get back to 105, 110 a barrel? Absolutely, in the very short term here, guys. And of course, in a couple months down the road, we'll see what things are looking like then. So that's a quick little breakdown on what I'm seeing here when it comes to crude oil. And with that being said, let's talk about some stocks. I have a couple stocks here on my notes here that I want to break down with you guys. Number one is none other than good old boring Clorox, ticker symbol CLX. Look at Clorox today, guys. It's up over 3% when I'm filming this video. And what are we noticing here? This is an inverse head and shoulders. We have the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, and now recently this has done very well. From 120 bucks, now it's pushing 150 bucks a share. This is completely breaking out. Well, maybe not completely breaking out, but it's taking out highs, moving averages, and it's at a multi-week high. Not at a multi-month high, but it's at a multi-week high. And if we take out, let's say 150, which is where I'm going to put my alert right now, that right shoulder is going to be well on its way to completing. I could see that going anywhere from 158 to about 160 bucks a share. So Clorox looks pretty good. I like the setup. Another one here is ticker symbol ORLY. And mind you guys, these are all for trades, not long-term investments. Let me say that again. These are for trades, not long-term investments. O'Reilly has a very similar setup as, Clorox. Inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. We're above the moving averages. And look, it looks like it's well on its way. Maybe not well on its way yet, but if we start breaking, I'd say 675, 680, it's going to be well on its way to getting to that, the right shoulder completing, which could be anywhere from 740, 30, 750 bucks a share. So I'm going to set my alert. Mark is at or above $675. We'll see what it does from there. And another one that I know I've been talking a lot about, guys, it's Enphase, ticker symbol ENPH. I'm going to mention it very quickly again in this video because we are getting buying pressure at the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, and now we're right under the 50 SMA as the stock is up 3.5% on the day. So if this cracks above 200 in the short term, and mind you, it's at 196 bucks right now. If 200's able to break, 220's next, in my opinion, anywhere from 215, 220, and 220. You guys know if you've been watching my videos, that is the real test spot. 220, if that breaks, the ascending triangle plays out. Mid 200s, high 200s could be next for Enphase, in my opinion. And let's quickly talk about some other ones here on my watch list. Let's take a look at big tech very quickly to see what's going on before I wrap up this video. And it seems like now all of the indexes, we started off this video, they were red. Now all of them, for the most part, are, I think the S&P was green, whatever. Now they're all moving green for the most part, right? Even the Dow, which was down 0.4% when we started the video, now it's down 0.25%. So we are moving, guys, to the upside. Russell's up 0.2, NASDAQ 100 up 0.4. We have the S&P now at break even, barely up a little bit, which is solid. Again, considering it was a bloodbath this morning. So let's see how big tech's doing. We have Apple up 0.1%. Okay, not too much there for Apple. Google is actually still down 1.7%, hovering at 2,250 bucks a share. And you guys can see it is fighting to hold around, that 2,250 level right by this higher low on the 4-hour chart. You guys got to watch that on Google. Amazon is up 2% on the day. So it seems like big tech is a mixed bag right now. We have Microsoft down another 0.5% after going down 4% yesterday due to a price cut from, I believe it was Morgan Stanley, if I remember correctly. So big tech's looking decent right now. Meta Platforms is up 0.8%, which I need Meta to go under 150 bucks, guys. If it does, that's where I'm going to be buying more Meta stock. And let's see what else is moving. GameStop's up another 4% on the day. It looks like the breakout of the wedge is continuing, which I did call out on my Patreon yesterday, if you caught that. And on Patreon, I post all my call outs, alerts, buys, sells, morning videos, exclusive content. If you guys are interested, that's linked down below, or you guys can go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon. We've also been calling out and trading AMC like crazy. This is up another 1% today. It's almost at $16, and if it gets to 17, breaks 17, guys, there could be a lot more upside on AMC. So what else do we have moving here? Snowflake's moving. That's nice. I want it to break out of ultimately $165. I think that'd be a big breakout spot for Snowflake. Chewy's another one that pulled back a little bit yesterday, another one that I've been calling out on Patreon, and now it's up another 4%. This is nuts. So with that being said, guys, I don't want to be in here too long. We're going to wrap the video up. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Join my Patreon if you want all my moves. Like I said, that's linked down below. You get morning videos, exclusive content, all that good stuff. Get your 10 stocks from Moomoo as well with a $100 deposit, each of which could be valued all the way up to $2,500. And do not forget to also get your 6 stocks from Webull. All of those links are down below. And just know, guys, all those links do help out the channel, and I do appreciate you all as always. And with that being said, cheers. We got some water today. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.